I am Ross Geller, and this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks for opinionated panelists to put it back together again. We're joined by some of the best comedians on the comedy circuit. On my left, we have Emmy Matthews and Mark Jennings facing opposite them. On my right is Raymond Mearns and Jay Lafferty. Hi.
It's Breaking the News with Des Clark.
I am Des Clark, and this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. Once again, we are joined by some of the finest comedians in the country. On my right, we have Ria Lina and Gareth Waugh, and up against them are Jim Smith and Eleanor Morton. In the news this week, comedian Peter Kay has announced his return to stand-up comedy with his first live tour in 12 years. Now, I'm not saying his audience has become more middle class, but his opening routine is now about garlic focaccia. After a public vote, a new museum in Perth will be named Perth Museum.
That's how we roll.
After 60% of people picked what they called the obvious choice. This also explains why so many newborns in the Perthshire area have the name Human Baby. And former Health Secretary Matt Hancock and comedian Sean Walsh have undertaken their first trial in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. The challenge saw the pair navigating a dark cave filled with their biggest threats: large bugs, claustrophobic spaces, and attractive women from work. Right, you met the panel. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So, Ria and Gareth, can you tell me what the first story in the mashup is?
Rishi Sunak's
judgment's expected to be called into question for appointing Margaret Thatcher to a ministerial position.
The Prime Minister initially said he wouldn't attend.
The Commons today, Sir Gavin Williamson says Mr Sunak
As a choice, cooperate or perish.
Any ideas what we're talking about in our first story, Gareth?
I think it's Gavin Williamson, isn't it?
That is the right answer. It is indeed the news that Sir Gavin Williamson has resigned as a government minister following allegations about bullying. Sir Gavin denies any wrongdoing and has vowed to clear his name. Rishi Sunak is said to view Gavin Williamson's behaviour as worse than Suella Braverman's, so he's got no chance of getting his job back till at least a week tomorrow. So, instant reaction then, Gareth. Did you expect Gavin Williamson to step down?
I think he kind of had to, didn't he? The accusations were pretty, brutal, yeah. I think. Because, I think bullying's bad. Of course I do. I'm a short, ginger boy. I had braces and glasses growing up. I was like a bully buffet. They did not know... What a fine spread you've put on for us here.
Ria, what do you think about this? Did you expect Gavin Williamson to actually step down?
I'll be honest, I'm actually really disappointed with how this went down. I mean, what happened to forgive and forget? Turn the other cheek, lie back and think of Britain. I mean, he's clearly sorry, just like he was when he was Defence Secretary and he got fired for a security breach. He was sorry. He was sorry when he was Education Secretary and he screwed up the algorithm for thousands of A-level students. He was obviously really sorry when he accepted that knighthood from Boris earlier this year. And he's sorry now. I don't get it. I mean, Britain is a nation of apologists. You bump into me, I say sorry. Is it because he's white? Is that what it is? Is that because we let Priti Patel get away with bullying? She didn't have to quit. I mean, is it because he's a white male? This is outrageous. I mean, we're practically bullying him.
I tell you how I feel sorry for Larry the cat. Yeah. Right, that cat must be like, who's going to feed me tonight? I think the cat... I think that cat has a poster in its little, I presume it'll have a room of its own, or a den or something, or a wee cupboard or something. I think it's got a poster saying, remember, a politician is for life, not just for a 2-week term,
Yeah.
I don't think Larry's that hungry. I mean, there's so many rats in Westminster. He's...
Eleanor, what do you make of this? Did you expect Gavin Williamson to step down?
You know, you've got to hand it to him. Not many people have had to step down from work before they actually know what their job is. That is very impressive. And
Really ahead of the curve, isn't he?
yeah, but I just want to say, often when people get bullied, often when people are bullied, it's because they themselves have been bullied. And I think it's fair, to look at how Gavin's been treated by other people. Like I myself was bullied at school, and the only way I dealt with that was by bullying this other kid who was a massive loser. He had ginger hair, but he also had braces, and
I mean, you are bullying now. That's what's happening.
How do you think this reflects on Rishi Sunak?
I mean, it's what we expect, really. We all knew that Rishi wasn't capable of leadership. Like, his own party knew he wasn't capable. They voted in Liz Truss instead. Like, I've had yogurts in my fridge last longer than Liz Truss did.
Yes, the resignation of Sir Gavin Williamson is the correct answer. Rhea and Gareth, you get 2 points for that. And now to you, Jim and Eleanor, what was the other story we were after?
it's the big climate change summit in Egypt.
Of course, we're talking about COP27, the United Nations Climate Change Conference that's currently ongoing in Egypt. There was, though, an unexpected error at COP27. Don't know if you saw this. When UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres started reading the wrong speech. Apparently it was going quite well until he commented on how beautiful the bridesmaids were looking. What have you made of COP27 so far?
I mean, we haven't really done what we were supposed to do from COP26. It's 16 degrees in Scotland today. It's November, so I think we're failing. I'm pretty sure this isn't... No, I brought a scarf. I'm not using it. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I am. This is upside down. So, COP26, they're getting together. They're all giving it lip service, and then they fly home in their private jets, and on we go, killing the planet.
Yeah, we keep going. So, we've got all these world leaders and heads of state at COP27. Whilst they're all there, what other issue would you like the world leaders to address? Eleanor?
World leader stances on stances. I need to see less legs apart.
There was a phase of doing that kind of triangular thing.
Yeah. I want to see less of that, more legs together. Legs together for the world.
Eleanor's birth control motto. Get in a poster. Jim, what other issue would you like to see them address?
I would say more theme parks and more theme parks in the world. We need more theme parks. We do. No, seriously. We need... I've been thinking about this. This would also be a solution to transport. Honestly, who doesn't like a flume? It just cheers everyone up. If everyone is near a flume, life would be better. But you know, like the hydroelectric system in Highland Perthshire, like when you get Drummochter, which is the highest point of A9, right? Yep. So you could park your car there, okay? If you want to go to Perth, so that's like about 80 miles. You could park your car there, save on fuel, save the environment. And you know, it's called the River Garry intake. And you know there's a tunnel, an underground tunnel. It goes from there right through to Loch Tummel. And then it goes all the way to Pitlochry and down into the Tay. You could basically get a big... a mat, and travel down to Perth, go that way, save your car, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know how you get back up the road.
Gareth, what do you make of this? We've got COP27 happening. All the world leaders are there. While they are, what other issue would you like to see them address?
I'd like them to get rid of, communal WhatsApp groups. I don't know if anyone's been put in a group chat for, their street or their neighbourhoods. I got chucked in one for my block of flats, and honestly, I wish I was dead. It is... I don't know any of my neighbours' names. So I had to then save them in my phone as, the nicknames that I'd already made up for them. So, there's one guy I called Jeff the Strangler. because he's dead nice. He's always like, hiya, how's it going? When you're there, watch you don't blow away. I'm like, you murder people. I'm not your alibi, right? There's another guy that I call Bill Gates because he's always got his windows open. But they all like to moan about the bins, right? We've got a communal bin store in our block of flats, and we all use like these big industrial bins. And if somebody puts something wrong in the wrong bin, the tension in that group chat, oh my God, it's palpable for days, right? Yeah. But they don't come like straight out and moan about it. So they'll be like, look, like prefix it with bad banter beforehand. So they'll be like, hi guys, just wanted to say I was down in the bin store earlier, and I don't want to sound like a Karen or anything, but I found a human head in the bins. Obviously, that should be in the brown bins. That's compostable, guys.
Yeah, well done, Jim and Eleanor. You get 2 points for that. It was the mashup of Sir Gavin Williamson's resignation and COP27. And at the end of that round, well done. It's 2 points apiece. Now, much of our news is about public opinion, so this week, to find out what people are talking about, we've spoken to presenter and reporter David Farrell and River City star Joyce Faulkner. So, Jim and Eleanor, what story do you think David is on about here?
For one of these, I travelled about 8 hours on a flight. The distance would be roughly about 4,700 miles. My dream one of these would be on a white sandy beach, but the realistic dream, Luscantire Beach on Harris. All we can ask for in Scotland would be a toasty 10 degrees.
Is it everyone's heading to the hills to get married?
That's the right answer. Well done. It is the news that registrars in the Highlands are having to hike and travel by boat and mountain gondolas to officiate at weddings in remote locations. There are several issues, though, with having an outdoor adventure wedding. The biggest one being trying to find a North Face jacket in white. Well done for getting the right answer, Jim. Are you surprised at this news?
I can see why folk want to come and get married in the back of beyond, or as I call it, my farm. And it seems to be the most rustic, because there's farmers have cottoned onto this now. It seems to be the more rustic and run down the farm, the more you can charge. So, you know, like if there's some, like we'd like some asbestos hanging down and maybe in an old silage pit or something, they seem to like, they want that kind of whole rustic back to earth kind of thing, you know, just neeps as a starter and things like that, you know.
Well done for getting Highland weddings right, Jim. Yep, absolutely the only wedding where you can arrive by flume.
It's happening. It's happening.
I think Scotland's always been a bit of a destination wedding place. Most of the weddings I've ever been to have been here because I know people here. I went to an English wedding the other week, and you know the disco at the end of the night. They never played Loch Lomond, so I didn't know when the wedding was done.
Ria, are you surprised by this news?
In the age of Instagram, am I surprised that people need a picture-perfect wedding? No. No, I'm surprised people are still getting married, though. But then, full disclosure, I personally have just successfully completed my marriage.
Hey, Gareth, what for you would be the best place to hold a wedding?
Well, I've been with my girlfriend for 11 years, and you're starting to sound like her a wee bit, Des. And I'll tell you what I told her. I don't know.
Eleanor, what do you think about this? Some of the registrars are talking about having to go quite a far distance to do the ceremonies. What's the furthest that you've travelled for work?
Physically, Germany. Culturally, Swindon.
And we'll leave it at that.
I went to Sydney and did the comedy festival out there, which sounds nice, doesn't it? But I am very ginger, so I didn't make any money on that trip because it was all on sun cream the whole time. They've also got their own word for ginger people in Australia. Do you know about that?
No, what is it?
They call us rangers, right? And I didn't know what that meant for about 3 months. I'd be walking about Australia and everyone's going, "Oi, ranger!" And I was like, "Hello." And then I asked one of my Australian friends, I was like, "What's that all about?" And he went, "Oh, yeah, it's short for orangutans." So I've not been back.
Yeah. Yes, one woman at a wedding in Orkney was surprised and delighted to catch the bouquet, especially as it had been thrown at a wedding in Shetland. Right to you, Ria and Gareth. What do you think Joyce is talking about here?
I actually had a text regarding a night out on Saturday, which a pal of mine has obviously been in a state of worry about something that they really didn't need to be worried about at all.
I think she's talking about the fact that scientists have learned that the older you get, the worse your hangover gets.
That is the right answer. It is the news that hangxiety, the combination of being hungover and anxious, is real. Ahead of the festive season, experts are warning that it's becoming more common and that it gets worse with age. My uncle gets anxious about making big decisions the morning after a heavy night's drinking, like who he should ring with his one phone call. But there you go, hangxiety is the word, and it is real. Eleanor, is it something that you have ever suffered from?
I've never been hungover. Because what I do is I'm such a lightweight. Is I just have 2 drinks and I'm done. 2 drinks and I'm done.
And you're happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
That's not a loosener or a chaser?
No, that's a lot of.
I used to have more than that at mass.
Well, all I can say, I'm just glad we had our days in our teenage years before camera phones and all that, because that you've still got that lovely bit of mysteriousness. You never know what quite happened, in the 90s. But now it's all recorded. It's all up there. Christ, you're a TikTok sensation before you even get home. Christ.
Here's a question. How else do you know that you're getting older?
That's a tricky one for me because I'm Asian, and Asians don't age. Well, we do, but we don't age gradually, sort of like Caucasians do. We're just like 12, and then one day we're 90. There's no in between. But the thing is I'm actually half white as well. And I think the real thing that made me realize that I'm older and that the white's really starting to kick in is that my daughter told me the other day that she wants to go to drama school. And I didn't mind.
Gareth, let's ask you this question. How else do you know that you're getting older?
I feel like I've nothing left to talk about. Like, all my mates, something happened, right? We're all in our 30s now, and my mates, we've nothing left to say to each other. So what you kind of do is, when we're together, you just point stuff out round about you, and then you kind of chat about that. Perfect example, right? We all went to a restaurant, we sat down, and one of my mates picked up a fork off the table and went, God, I really like these forks, right? And then everyone chatted about the forks for 5 minutes, right? Like, oh yeah, nice weight to them, isn't it? Oh yeah, I prefer 4 prongs over 3. And I was like, I'm going to pick this fork up and put it in my eyeball if we keep talking about forks.
Eleanor, what about you? How else do you know that you're getting older?
Well, now if a friend says they're pregnant, I know that I'm meant to be excited for them.
Jim, I'll throw this to you. We're talking about hangxiety and hangovers getting worse as you get older. How else do you know, Jim, that you're getting older?
I did get stopped with the police and I called him laddie.
Laddie. Yes, the news that hangxiety is real is the correct answer, and 2 points goes to Ria and Gareth. You're tuned to Breaking the News on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who is in the news. So I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So Ria and Gareth, you're first this time. Who is this?
We weathered the storms, but we stood our ground. We did not back down. We had the conviction to guide us, and we had the courage to lead.
I think that's Ron DeSantis.
Well done.
The newly re-elected governor of Florida, who, I don't know if you know this, but he has all his speeches written by Dr. Seuss.
Well done, yeah, it is indeed Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor who won a landslide re-election in the US midterms this week, fueling speculation that he will challenge Donald Trump and run for president in 2024. What do you make of his convincing win in Florida, Ria?
I am not in any way surprised that he won, but I am scared because he's anti-immigration, anti-abortion, and has banned critical race theory in schools. So he has managed to convince a state full of immigrants that immigrants are bad, that women are worthless, and that we don't need to talk about it. So they love him for it, and I think we need to be worried.
Okie dokie. I think what you're saying is bring back Trump. Actually, talking about Donald Trump, did you hear what he had to say when questioned about his role in the lead-up to the US midterms this week? If you missed it, have a listen to this.
You've endorsed more than 330 candidates this election cycle. Tonight, win or lose, the results for Republicans, how much of that will be because of Donald Trump?
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all.
Amazing. That is brilliant. Should be the Scotland manager. Never lose. Gareth, what do you make about what's going on in America, specifically Ron DeSantis and that big win in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, not that surprising. What really happened there is it's dispelled Jim's theory that having loads of roller coasters makes a place better.
There seems to be a lot of issues, again, with voting machines, like malfunctioning and stuff. Always seems to happen, and it kind of reminds me of when the space race was happening and the Americans spent millions of dollars trying to make a pen that would write in space, and the Russians used a pencil. It's the same thing again. It's just use a pencil, guys.
I don't understand the system, the political system in America, obviously. Like college votes, that's a big thing, isn't it? College votes. But I couldn't imagine anyone trying to get colleges to vote here. I wouldn't trust anyone I was at college with. I mean, we had a health and safety course and a JCB ended up in the River Dee. So, you know, I wouldn't have students deciding who should run the country.
Yes, well done. There you go. 2 points go to Rhea and Gareth. That was Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Right, Jim and Eleanor, it's your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
It's become a more protective life nowadays, you know, and I know they've got social media and things like that, which is creating problems, but in the main, that I was very lucky to inherit the kind of players I did in my earlier days, you know.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, well done. It is legendary Scottish football manager Sir Alex Ferguson. Nobel Prize-winning scientist Sir David Macmillan told Off the Ball on BBC Radio Scotland that he has recruited Sir Alex to give lectures at Princeton University. And when Sir Alex was asked if he knew any Princeton alumni, he replied, "We call it aluminium, son." Jim, I know you're a massive fan of Sir Alex and everything he's done in football and beyond, so probably an easy question for you. But first up, would you go to a lecture by Sir Alex Ferguson on leadership?
Absolutely. He has missed a trick, though, because you know how George Foreman retired from boxing and made the Foreman grill? Surely someone that makes hairdryers could have approached that. Surely.
Great idea.
Somebody's bound to approach him to do that.
Yeah, that on Dragon's Den, yeah.
It's interesting. What do you think his lecture title would be? Something like The Hairdryer and Other Bullying Techniques That Are Fireable Offences in Other Industries. I was thinking he should maybe speak to Rishi, because I hear there's a position in the cabinet going.
Gareth, what do you think about this Sir Alex Ferguson being scouted by big universities in America for leadership lectures? Would you go to a leadership lecture by Sir Alex Ferguson?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. If it happened, because I don't think it will happen at all. I don't know if you've seen the quote. It was David Macmillan. He said, "We had about 9 or 10 bottles of wine. By the end of the night, we were singing Scottish songs." Now, I don't think that Sir Alex is going to go through with that. We've all got drunk and promised to buy a bar with our mates and stuff. We should own a pub, come on, that'd be great. Or you've said you're going to start a band or something with them. That must be next level anxiety for Fergie, right? When he woke up and went, "I've promised to do what? Where?" Oh, mate.
We're talking about Sir Alex Ferguson being a huge inspiration, but if you were to give an inspirational lecture to students, what would it be on? Jim?
How to get JCBs out of rivers.
A world leader at that, Jim. What about you, Eleanor? If you were given an inspirational lecture to students, what would it be on?
How to not go to the lectures you said you were going to go to as a student.
Oh, lecture avoidance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It'd be hard to get people in, but...
Well done. Of course, Sir Alex Ferguson is the right answer. And 2 points goes to Jim and Eleanor. And it's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. So I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
I don't think I've got any fears or phobias, but I'm about to find out.
There we go. That's Matt Hancock there before going in for a meeting with Gavin Williamson. Fingers on buzzers, quick fire round. Here we go. Glasgow is the 5th most what-obsessed city in the UK. Gareth.
Wondering what folk are looking at?
An absolutely genius answer. It is something else, though, we're looking for. Glasgow is the 5th most what-obsessed city in the UK. Eleanor.
Really big seagulls.
You know Aberdeen's number one, of course.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, great answer. Something else, though. Glasgow is the 5th most what-obsessed city in the UK. Jim.
The rain.
Did you say the rain or Lorraine?
Is it... Which answer are you going to go for?
Oh, I don't know now, actually. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. They're both wrong. Eleanor?
Technology.
Eleanor Morton, that is the right answer. Glasgow is indeed the 5th most technology-obsessed city in the UK.
I don't think I've got any fears or phobias, but I'm about to find out.
Oh, there we go. That's it. That's our klaxon. Matt has Hancocked. It's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Jim Smith and Eleanor Morton. Unlucky. Let's hear some commiserations for Rialina and Gareth Wall. And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news just in. American actor Sean Penn has given his Oscar to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a visit to Kyiv, although there was an embarrassing situation when he initially gave it to La La Land. Ryanair chief Michael O'Leary has criticised Greta Thunberg for peddling a fallacy that air travel could be replaced by other modes of transport. Thunberg denied the claim and said she wasn't peddling a fallacy, it was called a bike. And a scared puppy has been rescued from the middle of a busy road by a football team. Of course, the goalie had the safest pair of hands for catching the animal, but his teammates vetoed that in case force of habit meant he squeezed the dog to see if it was properly inflated before booting it up the park. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!
Look what you've done to our breakfast. Look what you've done. Look what you've done to our breakfast. To our breakfast. Now I shall have to cook some more. Look what you've done. Look what you've done to our. Look what you've done breakfast. Look what you've done breakfast.